What's up, knuckleheads? This is The Other Side with Mike G podcast, and today we have the man who keeps the entire BKFC fan universe spinning. This is the dude who breaks down news before news wakes up, survives debates hotter than a Diaz stare down, and somehow keeps us all laughing and informed. He's the heartbeat of the BKFC community, a one-man hype machine, and has a cell phone that deserves a gold medal. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Russ Maxam Jr. How's it going, Russ?
Nice, chilling, bro. Appreciate you having me on the show, Mike.
Thank you very much, sir. I know you're a busy man, so I'm going to jump right into this. What kind of little kid were you running around in the yard?
I was just a normal kid, I think. Very active and just asking questions all the time. I paid attention to everything, want to know how everything worked. I mean, just like a dismantle your radio type stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just see how it works and stuff.
Mhm.
So, and I just paid attention a lot, you know what I'm saying? Just my surroundings, everything that's going on, I'm always just watching and paying attention.
So you got in trouble for breaking stuff a lot.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, for the most part, I was able to put it back together and stuff before my parents found out.
Destroy it to see how it worked.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, what was the family dynamic like?
Family was good. I had both my parents were hardworking. I think that's where I get my work ethic from. Definitely is just seeing how hard my parents worked to give me and my sisters the best life that they possibly could. We grew up I was born in 1977, so my parents were hippies and all that stuff. And so obviously it was heavy in the drugs and all that stuff back in the day. So I was able to observe. I was a very observant kid. That's the word that I was looking for. And I just observed them and their friends and stuff when they came over, and have just watched their every move basically. And that's basically the main thing that I saw was their work ethic. And I just brought that into my adult life where I didn't want my wife to work as much once we had kids and stuff as my mother did, because me and my sister, we lost out on a lot of like after school activities. Like I want to get in football. I wanted to get into like boxing and stuff in high school. And I couldn't do that because they were both working. So I had nobody
Right.
to take me to the practices and all that stuff. So we lost out on that. So that's probably the main thing, just the work ethic and that I learned from both of them. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
That's why I work so hard now.
Do you remember the first time you were punched in the face?
Oh, I was bullied. I was bullied like crazy in school.
How come? What was your affliction?
It was, like I said, my parents were hippies. So my father, to this day, he still has hair down past his butt crack. And he wanted his son to image him. You know what I'm saying? I look just like my father.
Mhm.
So he never let me cut my hair. Always wanted me to emulate him or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I listened to rock and roll, Ozzy Osbourne, grew up on all that stuff.
Okay.
So like a lot of the girls, you know what I'm saying? They were jealous of my hair, I guess, or whatever. So they make fun of me on the bus stop, and then we ended up getting into a fight. And I don't know how many girls whooped my butt because obviously I'm not going to hit back.
Right.
But they just wrapped my hair in their hand and just uppercut me like they'd probably be some good bare knuckle boxers right now, bare knuckle fighters right now.
There you go. That's awesome. Who are some of your heroes when you were a kid?
When I was a kid,
Yeah.
I didn't watch a lot of TV or anything like that. So I was always the one outside playing and building forts. And so I didn't really get into a lot of TV.
Okay.
I grew up watching wrestling with my father. So probably like the wrestlers, like Brian Pillman was my favorite wrestler back then.
Brian.
Yeah. And then I actually cried when he ended up passing away and stuff, the car accident, I think it was. And that was around the time that I found out that wrestling was not fake. It's definitely not fake, but it was scripted.
Choreographed.
Yeah.
Right.
I found out that it was choreographed. And that broke my heart, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean all the wrestlers from WWF back in those days, those are probably my heroes back then when I was younger.
Okay. What are your earliest memories of professional combat sports?
Professional combat is probably boxing. Mike Tyson.
Okay. There we go.
He's yeah, he's I'd
That
actually
was the
named my
genesis of this journey for you. It all started with
yeah
Mike. Okay.
yeah. So we started with wrestling, obviously watching wrestling with my father, and then I transitioned into boxing when I got older and stuff. And I actually named my first son after Mike Tyson. Um, I wanted I wanted his name to be Mike Tyson Maxam, but my ex, his mother wasn't having it, so she's like, so I said, okay, let me have Tyson then. So his name's Tyson James Maxam. So I named
That's
him
awesome.
after Mike Tyson, and then yeah. So I mean, I was really big into. I was watching all the pay-per-views every time Mike Tyson fought Roy Jones Jr., like all the greats from back in the days and stuff. And then eventually it started getting watered down. It became point fighting
Hmm.
and all that stuff. And then that's around the time UFC popped in.
Okay. Take me through take me through high school. What clique did you gravitate towards? Who did you hang out with?
So high school, that was my, if you want to say, my butterfly moment. So up until my first year of high school, I was always bullied, always picked on and stuff. Like I said, man, my parents both worked their tails off to provide me and my sister with a good life as much as they could. But I mean, we still grew up in a trailer park, you know what I'm saying? And not a good neighborhood. We didn't have the best clothes. We used to shop at thrift stores and stuff like that.
Sure.
Um, my favorite um, memory getting school clothes was next to the laundromat that my mom used to go to every weekend to do our laundry. There was a Florida t-shirt shop, and you could get five, I think it was five t-shirts or 10 t-shirts for $10 or something like that.
Hmm.
And I thought I was cool as hell because I got all these brand new shirts, but it was like the Florida map and
Hmm.
a tropical fish that said Florida
Right.
on it. So I just got clowned even more, but I was happy because they were brand new shirts. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Hey, I ain't got to go to the thrift store, no. But but yeah, so my first year of high school, and this is a funny story. So first year of high school, I ended up, like I said, I broke out of my cocoon,
Hmm.
stopped listening to metal, started listening to hip hop. Um, got into that was around the crisscross era and all that stuff. So I was the white guy that wore his jeans halfway down his butt crack and all that stuff, all the baggy stuff. But obviously, I didn't have the money, so me and my best friend at the time we would mow lawns during the summer, and then we'd go to the Florida Mall and we'd pick up like two outfits a piece, and then we just switch pants and shirts and all that stuff throughout the week. And and my first year of high school was like it was totally different. So the funny story was that was when the bowl cut
Hmm.
was cool. That was the hip hop style. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I had a friend that knew how to cut hair. And mind you, my hair was down to my butt. And and I took the stance. I was like, I'm getting my hair cut. That's it. I'm getting the bowl cut. That's the cool thing. I'm listening to hip hop. I can't be rocking Ozzy Osbourne with this stuff no
Right.
more.
Yeah.
I started getting into black girls and Hispanic girls and stuff more. Um, and obviously the rock style, they're not into that stuff. So I had to gravitate to something different.
Hmm.
So I started hanging out with the football players and all that stuff at my high school. And I got my hair cut for the first time. And that was the first time that I seen my father cry. He came
Oh
home.
no.
He came home from work. And well, first my mom did. And she like looked at me. She's like, your father's gonna kill you. I'm like, I don't care, man. I gotta do it. I gotta be a different person. So she's like, go to your room. And my father opened the door and he just slammed it. And I went out to the living room and he was just bawling his eyes out. I was like, oh man. I was like, come on, man. It's just a haircut. He's like, go to your room. I don't want to talk to you for the rest of your life. like I just like did the worst thing
Oh
ever. And I was like, dang.
no.
But hey, it was worth it.
How long did it take him to get not get over it, but to be able to stand your presence after that?
See, that's the thing. He has such a big work ethic that he
Hmm.
wasn't like the typical father. Like I'm the same way. I call myself a crappy dad because to me it's more important to make money and support my kids than it is for me to physically be there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I feel that I'm the provider. I need to do by any means necessary, make as much
Right.
money to provide for my kids, and definitely I don't want them to go through the life that I did when I was growing up. So I try to
Right.
I give them everything they need and as much as they want.
Hmm.
And basically, I mean, we live in the age where your shoe style, your style is, if you don't have the right style, they're gonna clown you. You know what I'm saying? And they're
Hmm.
gonna get bullied and all that stuff. So instead of beating everybody up, I'm just gonna try to get you the best style that I possibly can. So at least that's out of the way. And then your attitude is your attitude, and
Hmm.
how you present yourself is how you present yourself. But but yeah, so I didn't really see him too much. It was usually he was the disciplinary. So my mom, I messed up one time and she spanked me and I just looked at her and I was like, is that supposed to hurt? And then she's like, all right, wait till your dad gets home. And he used to beat the living snot out of me. So, but that's basically the only time that I've seen him. You know what I'm saying? Is if I did something wrong and she sent him in there. Other than that, I was sleeping by the time he got home just because he worked so hard.
Right. Okay. You get out of high school, man. Life starts. Take me through young adulthood.
So I got to a certain point, I think it was 10th grade, where school was just, I know I was only 2 years into it, but it just, I wasn't learning anything that I felt that I needed in everyday life.
Hmm.
So I knew how to do math. Calculators were coming out, you know what I'm saying? You could do everything on a calculator. I wasn't going to be a scientist or anything like that. My father was an electrician. So I pretty much knew I was going to be an electrician when I came out. He could teach
Right.
me everything I need to know. So school just became like a popularity contest to me. Everybody just went there to hang out. Nobody's really taking it serious. And like I said, I mean, I figured I was smart enough to get along with what I had learned.
Hmm.
So, and at the same time, my ex, she was my girlfriend at the time. She was having issues with her parents, and she was going to have to move to Jersey, or if I could get her to move in with me to my parents and stuff. Um, so I brought that to my father. I was like, hey, I don't want to lose her. I love her. This and that. Is what can I do? And he's like, well, if you want to be a man and move a woman in, you're gonna have to pay some bills. So I was like, all right. So 17 years old, dropped out of high school, went got my high school diploma at least, or my good enough degree, the GED,
Hmm.
and then I started working with him. And I couldn't really start working with him until I was 18. I couldn't get on the
Right.
books. So for like that year, I would just shadow him. He'd teach me everything. So that's where I started 17 doing electrical work.
Okay. You've mentioned to me previously that you went through kind of a rough spot in early adult life with your marriage. There's I'd like for you to maybe, as much as you can or you're comfortable with, speak on what happened, kind of maybe how it played out, and only because who doesn't know somebody that's gone through a divorce? Surely everyone I've ever heard, I've learned something or taken something away from that story and said, well, if I ever have to go through that again, that sounds good. So kind of walk us through your experience with divorce.
Well, me and my ex, I kind of knew that she had depression, but at that time I was too young to even know what depression was.
Right.
And she really didn't know what depression was. But that's basically what she had. And it was like, I don't know, it was kind of weird. Like, I don't know, I never dealt with it, but
Hmm.
it's like you're always fighting. Like I would go home from work, come home, and then she would just be pissed off. And I'm like, oh, like what's wrong? What's going on? Oh, I can't believe that you cheated on me. What are you talking about? Oh, back when you were 18, you kissed that girl. We weren't even dating. You know what I'm saying? We had just started dating. It was like a school date. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why are you bringing this up? We're like 22, 23 years old.
That's
It's
a
like,
shame.
what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, she's what I call the 99%. I mean, she kept the house immaculate. She was real OCD with cleaning. Our kid was very well taken care of. Um, I was very well taken care of. I mean, I was reaching 300 pounds just because I mean she could slam on some Puerto Rican food. It was ridiculous. But everything was perfect. But the jealousy thing was the thing that we just couldn't get past. And like I said, I had the mentality where I'm the provider, you're the nurturer. As soon as we had our son, it's you're not working, you're gonna take care of our kid. I'm not letting society raise our kid.
Mhm.
I want you to be there full time and for one of us to be there full time, and I think that's you. So when 2005 happened, when the economy crashed, it was real bad. Like right now, this is nothing compared to what it was when I was in the construction field. I mean, you had builders like from one day to the next just leaving the job site, and grass was growing in the middle of slabs and stuff, and these guys were going bankrupt like overnight. It was crazy. So the company that I worked for at the time, they were based out of Sanford, and it was a 2.5, 3 hour drive there with no traffic every day just to get to work. And then the job that they gave me, I'd have to do it and then drive the van all the way back home. So it ended up being to where they just couldn't afford to have me. Um, and it was like 6 hours of drive time and stuff, and the gas and all that stuff just didn't make sense for them. So they had to lay me off. So I could get a local part-time job as an electrician. So I asked my ex, I was like, hey, if you can just get a little job going, then we could probably maintain until the construction picks back up. I can get a full time gig again, and then we'll be straight. But she didn't want to do that. She just gave every excuse, just you had me out of work for so long, nobody's gonna hire me. I mean, it was even to the point that one of my best friends' wives worked at Disney, one of the hotels, and all she was doing was bringing tourist bags up to the rooms and stuff, and she was getting like tipped like $200-300 a night, just in tips, not including her pay. And back then, that was stupid money. You know what I'm saying? So she actually hooked her up with a job. She's like, "Look, I talked to my boss. All you gotta do is come in for the interview." So went to the interview. She got through the first interview. He wanted her to come to the second one, and then she didn't want to go. So her father at the time worked for the Seafarers Union, which is basically like the cruise ships and
Mhm.
the MERS ships that you see, the container ships,
Mhm.
stuff like that. So he's worked on those ships for his whole life. And if anybody's out there, if you don't have a family, if you can join the Seafarers Union, that is a crazy job. You can make such ridiculous money
Mhm.
and tour the world. I mean, that's my favorite job ever. If I didn't have a family, I'd still be doing that junk. But but at the time, like I said, I was more of a family person. I wanted to stay home. I wanted to take care of my son and everything. And she just had it in her that you provided us with this life. You're going to keep providing us with this life no matter what. I don't care if you go overseas or not and all this stuff. So she ended up hooking me up with her father. Her father hooked me up with all the credentials I needed to get. And I started sailing. Um, the very first job or when I got my first job, she packed my bags. And when I checked my bags that night before I had to go to the airport, she had put a whole box of condoms on top of the bag. So I kind of got mad, you know what I'm saying? Because I've only had sex with two women in my life, and I married them both. So sex to me, I'm made for life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So so I'm like, what is this? Oh, I know that you're gonna go overseas. You're gonna cheat on me, and I just don't want you to bring anything home and stuff. And I'm like, that's like the furthest thing from my mind. First of all, you're the reason why I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go. So so that left a bitter taste in my mouth. And like I said, we were kind of on rocky roads, anyways. I mean, even about before the job stuff and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Um, so that kind of cemented that it was over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like a huge softie and stuff. If I see a woman crying, I don't want them to cry. I just
Hmm.
whatever. You know what
Let
I'm
me
saying?
fix it.
I'm wrong. I'm a piece of crap. I love you. Just stop crying. so so that's how it was. Like every time we get into a heated argument, she start crying. I'm like, all right, I'm a piece of crap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So now that I'm a million miles away, I don't have to see her cry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So so yeah. Now it was back when MySpace was a thing, and when you're on the ships, I was a beginner, so I was only supposed to be on for like 3 months at a time. But they ended up liking me and they wanted me to stay on longer. So my first trip was like 6 months that I was away from the family and stuff. But
Hmm.
that was only because like after the second month, she was still trying to control me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm going to the first place we ported was Hawaii. Then we went to Guam and then we're on our way to Japan. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm getting paid stupid money to tour the world. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on my MySpace and stuff, and I'm like, yo, we about to pull in Japan, about to get messed up with the boys and all this stuff. And then she's sending me emails. Oh, you're gonna come back. You're gonna cheat on me. I know you're gonna be a liar and a cheater. I don't want to be with you no more. So I was like, I can't take this. And it's real mental when you're away from your family.
Hmm.
Like we were kind of a-holes, like me and my boys and stuff, and like the new people that would come in, like me. But I like gravitated to people, so we became real tight real quick. And we sit there and clown on people like, "Yo, Jody's gonna get your girl." What are you talking about? Who's Jody? It's like you're gonna find out. You're gonna find. So it really messes with your mental. Like
Sure.
if you're overseas and you got a girl, and you can't. It's just like the military. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You
Hmm.
feel that you can't trust her. It weighs on your
Jail.
head, and it'll make you go crazy. It'll make you go insane. So
Hmm.
so yeah, so she started just riffing like that and stuff, and I was like, look, I just can't take it no more. So I hit her up, took my ring off, threw it over the side of the ship, and I was like, yo, when we come back, we're getting a divorce. That's it. It's a wrap.
Wow. Wow. From a boat in the ocean. Wow.
Great.
That's
And
uh, that's first. I've never heard that one.
I'm real spiritual now.
Hmm.
I'm real big on energy, and I'm real big on things happening for a reason. And when I tell you, Mike, that the stuff that I'm going through now with the cancer and everything, if I had my ex with me, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. There's no way.
I
So,
believe you, man. I believe you. Well, I'm glad you are. I see. I'm sure everybody who follows you in the page sees the posts with you and lady number two. Uh, I love seeing that kind of stuff. I feel like in the last, I don't know, when you and I were kids, you saw a lot more happy couples than you do now. So the fact that they still exist, let alone are comfortable displaying that love for the world to see, is pretty awesome. Tell me about special lady number two.
well, that's me. Her name's Latoya.
Okay.
And the reason why she's up there is my fault. Because I want to put her on display. She's real, very, very shy. She's a real big introvert and everything.
Hmm.
So she doesn't like, I mean, we're not even friends on Facebook just because of what I do and everything. She doesn't want to see that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like I don't want to be part of it.
She's gonna get
But
mad at me for asking about her.
she probably will. Damn it! I told you not to bring me up.
Sorry.
But nah, I mean, she is a pivotal thing in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I met her on the ship like shortly
Hmm.
after I called it off with my girl. Like a couple port calls after that, she ended up coming onto the ship. And I mean, I wasn't looking for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm still
Hmm.
healing. I mean, even though it was traumatic and I felt a relief, you know what I'm saying? Getting away from that toxic relationship. Um, I wasn't looking to just jump into another relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't looking at girls like that or anything like that. So we end up having to work together and stuff. And I mean, to this day, we're still like oil and water. Like our personalities are like so different. Like if you got to know us, you'd be like, "How are you with this person?" It's like it's crazy, but opposites attract, right?
Hmm.
So so eventually, and like I said, I'm a big lover. You know what I'm saying? If I'm made for life, and I think this is what she's probably going to kill me for. So so we started getting close and stuff, and we ended up hooking up. You know what I'm saying? And instantly, I'm like, I got to get married. It's like weird as hell. It's like we got to get married now, and it probably freaked her out. You know what I'm saying? She's just trying to have fun, just trying. She's young. She's 5 years younger than me,
Mhm.
so she's in her late 20s when we met, and so she's just thinking that she's having fun. She didn't know that she was about to get married to this dude in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So I pursued her and stuff, and begged her to come back on the ship because she did her time, and then she went off the ship. She was going to college and stuff like that. That's why she's from the military. She spent 8 years in the military, straight out of high school. And then when
Wow.
she got out, yeah, when she got out the military, the Navy, she decided to get into the seafarers. It was the easiest job that she could transition into, and like I said, it pays stupid money. So I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? She was
Yeah.
already on the ship for 8 years. Why not start working on the ship and making dumb money doing it? So yeah, when she got off the ship, I was like talking to my boss. I was like, "Yo, man, we got to get Latoya back on the ship. We got to get her back on the ship. I'm in love with this girl." And he's like looking at me. He's like, "Bro, you got problems, man." I was like, "Nah, you don't understand." So I stayed on that ship, like I said, for 6 months. It was 4 months longer than I was supposed to,
Mhm.
just in hopes that she would come back. And then I finally convinced her to come back. She came back, and that's the story, man. I mean, I moved.
The rest is history.
Yeah, when I got off the ship, I came home, spent 1 month with my son, and I didn't want to take him to Virginia because that's where she lived.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to take him to Virginia because all of his family and everything, her family, his mom and everything are still in Florida. So I just spent a month with him, and then I moved to Virginia to try to convince. Took 3 years to try to convince Latoya to move to Florida with me.
Okay. All right. Man, that's a wild story. That's great. That's a good one. I love it. Um, you mentioned this earlier, and you know the type of interviews these are. Cancer has touched your life. It has touched so many people's life. It's touched mine. Everybody I know. In whatever way is most comfortable for you, kind of walk us through your personal experience with cancer. Maybe how you were diagnosed. The whole, honestly, the whole process, man. I want to know about all of
Man, we're gonna have 3 episodes. No, I'll try to make it quick. I mean, I'm kind of numb to it. I mean, I've seen your show, and we've joked around
it.
that even earlier that I was gonna have my Cuba Gooding moment, and you're gonna try to make me cry on your damn show, and I wasn't gonna do it. So, but I think I'm kind of numb to it now because it's just crazy. So what ended up happening? So I thought I had a small pain in my back, the bottom of my back. I got a real high tolerance of pain for whatever reason, and it just lingered. It lingered. I'd take a couple of ibuprofen. It would go away. It would only come when end up being a pulled muscle, basically. At the end of the day, I thought that I might have had kidney stones, and I'm like every guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to the hospital unless I'm dying. I'm not paying for insurance. It's a waste of money.
Mhm.
If I go to the hospital, they're gonna end up finding something else wrong with me, and which I'm a testament to that now. But so I signed up. My wife just like, look, just signed up. Open enrollment's coming in a couple months. Just sign up for the insurance. Go get it checked out. It's like whatever it is, you got to get it fixed because you can't just be popping ibuprofen every day for the rest of your life. So I was like, okay. So I went in. I ended up going in with my parents' doctor because they had been with him for a while, so they knew everything that he has. Like my father has whatever that breathing disorder is. I forget what the hell it
Emphysema?
is. No,
No.
COPD.
Asthma. COPD, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got that, and he's a testimony himself because he was told years ago he only had 5 years to live, and he's still grumpy as ever and stuff, and still living. You know what I'm saying? So it's the Maxam blood, which is tough as hell. But so I picked their doctor to go to because I figured if there's anything hereditary that he would know what was going on more than anybody. So I went and seen him for the first time. Told him I think I have kidney stones. He sent me to get an ultrasound. Ultrasound came back negative. There was nothing. So he's like, well, I want to send you to get a CT scan. He's like, because you could still have kidney stones. It could just be made of a different material that the ultrasound's not picking up that the CT scan will. So I'm like, all right. So I went and got a CT scan. He hit me up that night, like around 6, 7 o'clock. He's like, hey, we think we see something. I need you to get another CT scan. So I'm like, all right. Went, got the other CT scan. Then he's like, all right, yeah, we definitely see something. We want to try to figure out what it is. And just like you, I've had a lot of people in my family get diagnosed with cancer and stuff like that. But it's always been lung cancer. Like
Right.
you're smoking, you're going to get lung cancer. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's inevitable. So it was always that. So I never really thought that it was a hereditary disease that I had to worry about. So I never researched it. So I didn't even know what a PET scan was. So he said he was going to send me to go get a PET scan, which was kind of weird. It was strange not knowing what it is and then seeing them come out with that cylinder shaped needle and stuff with the radiation in it. And I'm like, what the hell you going to stick in me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what in the world? So, so they did the PET scan and everything. And then the doctor set me up to come back whatever time, but it was 1 o'clock. I remember it was at 1 o'clock, whatever day. Arrived there at 12:30, signed in, sat in the waiting room, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. I'm like looking at my mom like, yo, what the hell's up with this doctor, man? I was like, I knew I shouldn't have came here. And she's like, oh, he's always like this. He's got so many patients that trust him and stuff. And he'll see you. Don't worry, don't worry. So they finally take us back, 4:30, 5:30. Finally, bro, this dude comes in the office, bawling, straight bawling his eyes out.
No.
I look at my mom, she starts crying. I'm like,
No.
what the hell is going on, bro? Like, what in the world? So he sits in his seat, rolls it up to me, grabs my hands. He's like, Russ, I don't know how to tell you this. He's like, but it looks like you got lung cancer that spread to your bones. I'm like, damn. I was like, 2 cancers? I'm like, what in the world? So
1 scan, 2 cancers?
You know what I'm saying? I thought he had a kidney stone, bro. Can we go back? Are you sure? You know.
Man.
So like I said, I look at my mom and she just lost it, and I'm just like looking. I was like, so what are we gonna do? I mean, what's up? He's like, oh, don't worry. It's not a life sentence or anything like that. I'm gonna send you to the best doctors. They're gonna give you the best care. Even though in his eyes it was a life sentence. I mean, that's kind of crazy to have that kind of cancer. So just driving home, I mean, it was like dead silent and stuff. My mom just crying and shit. And I was like, man, this is crazy. And the weird thing was my best friend's birthday was that day, and he lived with my parents. So I walk into the house. I was like, hey, happy birthday, man. Guess what? I got cancer. He's like, what? I was like, yes, I guess I got lung cancer spread in my bones or something. My dad's like, what the hell is going on? He's freaking out and stuff. And I'm like, yes, and I got to go to Orlando Health to find out what's going on, I guess. So yeah, so that's how I found out.
What's the what happens after that? Do they give you an amount of time? Do they say you've got to do this and you've got these odds? Kind of take me towards, bring it into where we are now.
All right, so they had to figure out exactly what kind of cancer it was, because like I said, this guy's just looking at scans. He sees nodules, what are nodules on my lungs, which can be cancer, can't be cancer. And then I never really looked at the scans until like a year into it, because I just got the mindset that, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to sit there and feel bad for myself. Ask me why me, and all this stuff. It's just, it is what it is. So I didn't never paid attention to the scans. They would give me the results and stuff. I throw them in the trash because I can't read them and understand them anyways. So, but when I actually looked at it, the first scans that my doctor looked at, it, I swear to God, Mike, it looked like I swallowed Christmas lights. It was like there was so many little tumors because that's what PET scans do. You know what I'm saying? The radiation,
Yeah.
the tumors feed off of it and then they glow. And they did a side by side comparison, and like I said, it was a few months later when supposedly what they were giving me was working. And like I said, the left one, I looked at the doctor, I was like, that dude looks like he's in trouble. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, and then I looked at the other scan, I couldn't see nothing. And I was like, are you telling me I'm cancer free? I was like, I don't see anything. He's like, well, there's still some there, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. But leading up to it, so they had to figure out what kind of cancer I had, so they knew what kind of treatment to give me.
Hmm.
So I had one tumor on my rib that was big enough they could biopsy. So they took that out, tested it for every cancer they couldn't figure out what it was. So supposedly they were leaning towards skin cancer. They hadn't ruled skin cancer completely out. So, and I had a tumor in the base of my neck that was probably the size of a ping pong ball that had eaten most of my vertebrae. And I didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I looked at
Hmm.
the scans, but I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. So when I came in, after they told me that they couldn't figure out what it was and they had to take that other tumor out, he asked me, he's like, do you have any pain in your neck? And I'm like, no, why? And I was like, able to move it around, like, no problem. I said, I got zero pain, bro. It's like, I was like, why? And then he zoomed in and showed me the tumor and stuff. He's like, that tumor is about to hit your spinal cord. He's like, we can't hit it with radiation because if it is skin cancer, radiation feeds it, so it'll grow instead of shrink. He's like, so we got to take it out so we can continue testing and figure out what it is. So I had to go through a 13-hour surgery. Um, I don't remember too much about it. I just remember obviously going to sleep, waking
Is that
up.
the picture of the cage I've seen?
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah, yeah. That's what they end up having to go through the back of my neck, cut the tumor loose, and then they had to go to the front of my neck and pull the tumor out, and then they had to put the pins with the rods and I got a little steel piece that's my
Hmm.
vertebrae now. Um, so they took that out, and like I said, I was just freaking out because I'm sitting there in and out of consciousness and stuff, and every time I wake up, it's like Christmas past is here. Like my boy Melvin that I haven't seen in like forever. All of a sudden he's there. I'm like, am I seeing angels? I mean, what the hell's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up, Mel? And then I'd pass out, and then I don't know how long I'm out. Then I wake up, and the owner of the company that I work for, Strata Services, shout out, um, he's there with Mama Strata and his son. And I'm like, yo, like, the hell is going on, man? Like I'm thinking that they're telling me goodbye, like I'm about to be done. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like freaking out. But yeah, so the nurses end up telling me in order for me to get out the hospital, I couldn't be on morphine. I had to not be on the morphine no more, and I had to be able to walk, at least walk with the assistance of a walker.
Hmm.
Um, so I never even hit the morphine drip. You know what I'm saying? They were giving me hydrocodone, I think, or whatever, and that was good enough. Um, so I never took any of the morphine. And then when the lady came in, she gave me a new walker and stuff, and she's like, "All right, we're gonna do some therapy. I need you to get up, use the walker, and then go down the hallway and then come back." And I was like, "Is it okay if I try it without the walker?" Because I stood up and I felt kind of strong. And like I said, I just wanted to impress them so I could get out quicker. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, yeah, if you want. So they got two big nurses to come and follow behind me because I'm a big dude.
Hmm.
And she's like, yeah, I need these guys here in case you fall. So I was like, all right. So I started scooting, got out, unassisted, went back and forth. Next day, did 2 laps around it. They're like, all right, you're ready to go. And the very first time that I cried about the cancer was when I had to talk to the surgeon because he told me that I was going to be out of work for 6 months, and I was
That's no
like,
good.
Yeah, there's no way possible. I was like, my wife had just started college classes. I had just told her I was getting promoted to be a manager. And I was like, yo, it's like, don't worry about working. Just worry about your career. Just go back to school. I got this. I got us. And then all of a sudden I get diagnosed with this. So I was like, nah. I was like, 6 months, there's no way. So so I got back home and everything. Never went to physical therapy or anything. And I just tried to get on government assistance, which is crazy. All I wanted was food stamps. I would deal with the rent and everything later on.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? All I wanted was food for my babies. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, my wife wasn't working. She was in the middle of school. She couldn't
Right.
just quit. Um, so it was rough. So I got denied 3 times just asking for food stamps. I was like, this is crazy. This is insane to
Mhm.
me. And they said that I make too much money. I'm like, I'm supposed to be out of work for 6 months. I sent you the paperwork. What are you talking about?
I make zero.
You know what I'm saying? So so that just forced me. I was out of work for a month and I was hitting my doctor up. I was like, hey, I need to get back to work. And he's like, there's no way. I'm like, I'm telling you, I need to get back to work. So I just stood up for like 2 days straight and just doing nothing but walking. And I was able to walk. I mean, I'm a manager, thank God. So I'm not really physically doing too much.
Hmm.
So I was able to convince him to sign the papers, let me go back to work. My job welcomed me with open arms. And that's history. So so that was that one case. So then they they took the tumor that they took out of my neck, tested it, still couldn't figure out what kind of cancer it was. So they sent it supposedly to a scientist in Harvard. And not even 2 days later, he sends it back and says it's angiosarcoma. So they ran with it. So my final diagnosis, the nurse, almost word for word, Mr. Maxam, we diagnosed you with stage 4 metastatic angiosarcoma. It's a rare form of bone cancer, very aggressive, and we don't know much about it. The normal lifespan is 5 years, but in your case, it's so far gone. We give you maybe 4 years, and we suggest you quit your job, spend the rest of your life with your family. We're going to try our best to slow it down to give you more time, but we're not promising anything. And then she left the room.
Wow.
So that's what I was left with. So I just
Wow.
sat there for an hour, just like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I felt fine. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Hmm.
little pain because of the surgery, but I was like, whatever. So never said a word to my wife. Just, I didn't want to worry nobody. So
Right.
just went home. I was like, yeah, yes, it's stage 4 angiosarcoma. They're going to start giving me chemo. And that's when she went to work and did her thing, saved my life, basically.
Man. Okay. I could ask you a million questions about, what it's like and all this, after getting a diagnosis like that. But I want to ask one specifically. uh, After the initial, I'm assuming, kind of cloudiness, can't accept, goes away, and you're able to kind of, wrap your mind around the fact, you've got an expiration date now. Every day is more important than it used to be. That kind of thing. When you're when you're in that moment, say laid in bed in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, just thinking about life in a way you haven't before, what are the main things that you think about? There's obviously, family, loved ones, but other than that, are there maybe selfish thoughts? I didn't get to do this yet. I never got to go see this person, or what goes through your mind?
So I'm weird. I mean, I got a weird sense of humor. I'm sarcastic, and like I said, I don't take anything at all serious.
Hmm.
Like I said, I mean, I got my mother and a doctor that I just met bawling his eyes out, telling me I got cancer and basically that I'm gonna die. Obviously, um, get no emotion. You know what I'm saying? Just
Hmm.
whatever, it is what it is. Um, my main thing, Mike, was I don't ever want to be a burden to anybody.
Hmm.
So I never had thoughts of leaving the earth, taking myself out. I mean, I had three little babies at the time um, that still needed their dad. So me leaving the earth anytime before it was my time, wasn't going to happen. But the problem that I had was I had to make as many memories as I possibly could. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make as many people happy that knew me as I possibly could. So from that day forward, once I hit the third year, that's when it really hit me and stuff. And right around that third year was we got slow at work a little bit, so I didn't have that to keep my mind on. Um, and that's when the BKFC came about. Um, so I end up changing my taxes on my job so I get the most back in my paychecks, so I can make Christmases much more better. I could take the kids on vacations and stuff. Just just have memories that when I'm here, you know what I'm saying, while I'm still able to make them. And that's all I was worried about. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't
Okay.
feeling bad for myself. And like I said, I never told my kids or my wife anything about the timeline or anything like that. I kept all that stuff to myself. She actually didn't find out about the timeline until April of last year. Um, and I guess we'll talk about that later. But but yeah, so that's all I was worried about, was just making memories, and that's it.
Okay. Where is the diagnosis now? Where does cancer sit with you?
So April last year, I was told that the medicine that my oncologist told me I had to be on for the rest of my life, um, supposedly started working. I was on two different chemos in the beginning. One was called doxorubicin. It's the stuff that makes your hair fall out. One of the harshest chemos they could give you. They give like every cancer patient that kind of chemo. Um, if anybody knows about chemo, it destroys everything. It don't care, good cell, bad cell.
Right.
It destroys everything, and that's why I'll always say to this day and for the rest of my life that my wife saved my life physically. BKFC and all the warriors saved them mentally. Um, just like I said, she just gave me all the different herbs and natural stuff that basically kicked whatever I had's butt. So April, they stopped making the Lartruvo, which was the second chemo that I had been on since day one.
Okay.
From what the oncologist was saying, that's what was keeping the cancer stable. Um, so Eli Lilly was the maker. They stopped making it, and basically there was no other option. And leading up to that, my doctor kept telling me, he's like, yo, if the chemo's too much for you, you can't take it. He's like, we can take you off of it. He's like, but I suggest that you stay on it, because if the cancer comes back, I'm not going to be able to stop it. It's that aggressive. So there was no other option, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm thinking, okay, now it's really a death sentence. Now it's just a matter of time, because the cancer is going to come back, because that's what he's been telling me all these years. So I got a second opinion, went to the Mayo Clinic. They called me back. There's a whole story about that. But they ended up calling me back and telling me that I never had that cancer. Looking at my scans, there's no way possible that they could have gotten this diagnosis. So I'm like, well, what do I have? And he's like, we don't know. He's like, there's nothing there that we can test. He's like, there's nothing there. We can't test anything, so we don't know what you had. So then looking back,
bye.
you know what I'm saying? So now looking back at my scans and my tests and stuff, I put a video up, I took it down. But all my scans in the beginning, when they took the one of my rib, one of the doctors said that they needed to find a tumor that didn't have as much bone in it. The only other tumor was one in my neck that had more bone in it than the one in my rib, because that thing had done eaten most of my vertebrae. So, and looking at the test results, it's called an epithelioid tumor, which there's one that's a bone disease, and it mimics the cancer that I have, supposedly. So what the Mayo Clinic's saying, without actually saying it, is that I actually had a bone disease and not the cancer. And I think that my wife, like I said, with everything that she was giving me, all the
Mm-hmm.
holistic stuff. It was all geared towards building immune system,
Mm-hmm.
helping healthy cell growth, helping my bones. And I mean, Mike, when I tell you, I was taking 40 pills a day. I mean, she spent
Mm-hmm.
like $5,000 a month getting all these
Wow.
pills, and it was crazy. Yeah.
Look at you now.
So right now, right now, I got scans done in June.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still with the same provider because I'm on depression pills and I'm on hydrocodone for the pain. And I'm on so much of it that if I try to go anywhere else, they're not going to give me the same prescription.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm afraid that they're not going to give me the Ativan, that they're going to make me go to therapy and try to do that. And I've already tried to wean myself off of it. And it's not nice. It's not good.
Right.
So I got to stay on it, and I can fully function, and everything's gravy as long as I'm on it. So why take me off of it?
Right.
So it's kind of forcing me to stay there. So in June, they rescanned it, and now he's coming back saying that I have hundreds, too many to count, tumors in my lungs now, and they had one that was 55 millimeters and one was 7 millimeters. So I asked him, I was like, well, you're still telling me that that's sarcoma? And he's like, yes, that's sarcoma. And I'm like, but I had those since the beginning. And the lung cancer doctor told me that that's the other thing that freaked me out. The very first oncologist I seen in the beginning looked at my scans. He was a lung cancer oncologist. He said that the stuff in my lungs, the nodules, didn't look like cancer, and that the stuff on my bones looked like a bone disease to him. That was the first time that I even heard the bone disease. But then 2 weeks later, uh, Oriental doctor was like, no, you got cancer, you got cancer. But they couldn't, took them a month to figure it out. So yeah, so
Wow.
now supposedly I got all these tumors in my lungs. Supposedly it's still sarcoma, even though, so then I'm still in contact with the Mayo Clinic doctor, and he goes over my scans with me. So I called him up and he still gets them. Um, so we looked it over, and he's like, Russ, he's like, next time you see your doctor, he's like, ask him how you've been off of treatment for a year, how your tumor is shrinking. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, that's two tumors. He's like, no. He's like, the tumor that they're looking at went from 7 millimeters to 5 millimeters without treatment. He's like, that's not sarcoma. He's like, if you had sarcoma, you wouldn't be here right now. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way you would be here. He's like, so that's where I'm at. I still have cancer, according to them.
Wow.
now, I,
Wow.
now I got every bill collector known to man and IRS coming to get their money.
Oh, dude, that's wild. um, how do you remember the first bare knuckle fight you saw?
That was BKFC 32. That's the
Okay.
very first one. Well, the first fight that I saw was thanks to Corey Rivera. Shout out Corey Rivera. I know he's going to watch this, my boy.
There we
We
go.
worked together, and he's the one that turned me on to the BKFC because he was watching YouTube and stuff. He's like, bro, he's like, turn on YouTube. He's like, you got to watch this BKFC. He's like, this stuff's insane. So the very first fight that I saw was Hector Lombard versus Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch that was a war, bro. And I
Mm-hmm.
watched like all the beef leading up to it and stuff. And I was like, bro, this is the best sport in the world right now. I was like, so I just ditched UFC after that. I was like, it's like UFC boring as hell, man. I was like, this is the stuff. So so I found out that I started researching and stuff, watching the videos, and then I found out that Dave Feldman, he had cancer in the beginning when he
Mm-hmm.
was trying to build the BKFC and everything. And he actually, I mean, went into a real big depression and stuff and actually wanted to take himself out, but he pulled himself out of it. So that, to me, that was like inspiration, like
Yeah.
times 1,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, if this dude can do this, and not that I was thinking about it, it was like, it is what it is, man. I'm gonna support
Mm-hmm.
this guy till I got no breath in my body and stuff, and try to help him out. Um, so I ended up buying a table. I forget how much it was, but you had to buy like all 10 seats.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a table, invited up 9 of my friends and stuff. I was like, yo, come on, we got to go watch these fights live. And I mean, it was the best experience of my life. I mean, if anybody hasn't went to a live BKFC event,
Gotta go.
you are missing out, bro, because it's nothing like it is on TV. It's 1,000% better. And I mean, the main thing that I found, because I went to a couple UFC events, paid stupid ass money for seats in the nosebleeds where you had to use binoculars to see the fighters and stuff. I never met a fighter, never even met Dana White. Um, None of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just go there, drink beer, watch fights, and be aggravated because you had to pay $600 for tickets. This event, bro, I went there. We got our drinks and shit. They had a bottle service, so a couple of us bought a bottle. Dave Feldman, as soon as he came in, he went to each table, introduced himself, and thanked everybody for coming to the event. And I was like telling my guys, like, yo, that's Dave Feldman, bro. He's the owner, bro. It's like this is cool as hell. So asked him if we could take a picture and stuff. He's like, hell yeah, man. So we took a picture with him. And then Mike Perry was there, ringside and stuff. Got a picture with him. Juggernaut, he was the first BKFC fighter that I got a picture with. Juggernaut was there with all of his belts and stuff. Got a picture with him. It was like every fighter that fought that night, they went in the back, got stitched up. If they didn't have to go to the hospital, they were out there in the crowd, signing autographs, taking pictures with everybody. Diaz, my boy, was all bloodied up and still leaking blood out of his eye. Happy as hell. Just, man, that was like the best experience of my life. And then I met Reggie Barnett. He was a champion at the time. He fought Herrera. May he sleep in peace. And he was at the bar with his mom and pulled him aside, started talking to him and stuff. And that's when I found out like the hardships that the fighters have. You know what I'm saying? Having to promote themselves, having to sell tickets, still have a job because the sport's not that big right now. Promote themselves and all that stuff. So on the way home, I was talking to my boys and I was like, yo, I think I'm going to start a fan page. So if you guys want to be part of it. And Corey and John were like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. So started the fan page. And then I think like after the third day, Corey Rivera tapped out. Cause he's like, yo, I'm getting way too many notifications and stuff. You're posting way too much stuff. And he's this dude's like if they come up with a real addiction place, he's gonna be the co-founder of that bitch because that's all this dude does is watching reels. So I can like imagine him watching it and notification pops up. I'm sharing this, sharing that. Man, fuck me. So he has to bow out. He's like, yo, I can't take the notifications no more. So he got out. John lasted the longest. He just turned the notifications off so we didn't have to deal with it. But yeah, I mean, eventually it's like I can't expect anybody to have the fandom that I have, the love that I have for the sport and the fighters. So it's easier just to go solo dolo right now and stuff. I don't have to worry about anybody's opinion and stuff like that. And that's it.
Talk to me about some of the ways and the things that you do to support the fighters.
I try. I wish that I had more money. If I could hit the lottery, there'd be so much that I could do. But yeah, I mean, I try to go to every event that I can, and I mean, I make them keychains. Right now, I'm working on these plaques for them. They're
Seeing
gonna
some of the plaques.
Yeah, they're gonna autograph. This is something new that I just started. It's kind of expensive, but it's something. It's something that they can have to give to their fans and stuff like that, and that I can give away to other fans. That's the main reason why I did the fan page, was to bridge the gap between the fighters and the fans, so that the fans, even though they're Steve Tomahawk Townsville's fan, they can come to my page or actually it's the BKFC's page now. Even my personal page is their page, but they can go there, and then now they're gonna see, Palomino. They're gonna see everybody, Mundell, everybody that every fighter that posts, I repost, and I open an IG page, so I do it on all my platforms. I make posters to the events that I can go to. I make posters of their fights that they can take them and hang them in their gym. I try to do as much as I possibly can just to show them love and to show them support and to put that spotlight on them so that a real, so they
Appreciated the
feel
way they're deserved.
exactly, they feel like the
Yeah.
superstars that they really are and stuff. Because there's a lot of haters out there that, oh, you ain't nothing, you're not famous and stuff. Nah, bro. If you're getting into a bare knuckle ring, I mean, this goes for any promotion. If you're a bare knuckle fighter, you're one of the baddest fucking people in the world, man. In my eyes, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Even a debuter. I mean, I respect the debuters just as much as I respect the champions and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I make them the same posters. I make them the same plaques, same keychains. I mean, whatever I can do, I do the same for everybody.
Yeah. You mentioned the goal in the beginning to bridge the gap between fan and fighter. How do you feel you've accomplished that goal?
I think I've done a pretty good job. I mean, as long as the fighters
You have,
post,
Russ.
I appreciate it. I mean, as long as the fighters post and I see it, I repost it
Hmm.
quick. You know what I'm saying? And that's, I mean, it sucks because a lot of the fighters they just think that their fists speak for themselves. But at the end of the day, it's a
Hmm.
business, and you
Yeah.
got to put your fists, even though you're a badass and you're beating everybody, you got an undefeated record. Nobody knows you, nobody sees you,
Hmm.
and they're not going to buy tickets to your fights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and even, I mean, Brian Duran, he is awesome at selling himself. Kai Stewart, Lorenzo Hunt. When they're cocky as hell on in their posts and all that stuff. When you meet them face to face, most humble people you'll ever meet in your
Hmm.
life. And they just know how to play the game. And that's what you got to do. For every one lover you have, you got to have 10 haters. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because them haters are going to buy tickets to watch you get your butt whooped. You know what I'm saying? So,
Every time.
you know what I'm saying? They want to be able to talk mess and stuff. I told you
Hmm.
you're going to get his butt whooped. They want to be
Yep.
there front row center to see that happen. So, like I said,
Absolutely.
I just wish all the fighters would understand that and just, I mean, put some training stuff up there, man. Just do something. You got to get your face out there. You got to get people to know who you are, not just a record. You know what I'm saying?
Have you accomplished what you've accomplished with the page? Would you say through hard work or natural gifts?
I would say just natural gifts. I mean, I'm just I mean, I never even thought about doing epoxy and stuff. I mean, a lot of people, Mike Hunnell calls me the Martha Stewart of BKFC and stuff because I'm sitting there doing epoxy and stuff like that. But I mean, it's like my wheels are always turning and stuff, and
Hmm.
that's why I say I thank Dave Feldman and his team. They saved my life mentally because it gives me something to put my mind on instead
Hmm.
of all the BS that's going on with the doctors and the cancer and all that stuff.
Right.
Do I have it? Do I not have it? How come I can't sue them because they misdiagnosed me? I got IRS coming after me for $50,000. I got Discover coming after me for 13,000. It's like I don't care about that stuff because guess what? I'm gonna go see these guys
Right.
December 5th. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I mean, that's what it is. It's just a love. It started as a hobby and
Hmm.
just became an addiction. And like I said, I'm BKFC for life. I got tats. I got
Hmm.
tats on my knuckles. Knuckle up. Jeff Houston, shout out, knuckle up, baby. Um, yeah, this is my life, bro. And like I said, I can't thank anybody enough. BKFC, the fighters, Dave Feldman, and I mean, mostly the fighters, because I mean, like you know what I'm saying? All the fighters that you talk, everybody has a struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So me, I got personal relationships with a lot of the fighters and stuff. And I've had fighters call me crying, you know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
we just talk it out and stuff like that. Everybody, everybody has a story, you know what I'm saying? And especially in bare knuckle and stuff, there's more reasons why a lot of these fighters fight.
Hmm.
It's not just for the money. It's a mental thing, you know what I'm saying? It's to help
Yeah.
them just like me, you know what I'm saying? It's to get my mind off of all this stuff. I too fat and out of shape and too old to fight. So now I can promote them and make them feel happy about themselves, you know what I'm saying? And put them on a pedestal that they deserve to be on.
You do it better than anyone out there, Russ. Um,
Appreciate it.
you you've come a long way through life's hardships. Let's see, cancer, the shit that brings all of us down every day. You are proof that hard work, passion, and treating people the right way pays off. I want you to share a message with anyone who's going to watch this, who is right now hitting rock bottom or feeling like giving up, or there's nowhere to go, there's no hope. What do you have to say to them about not giving up?
I mean, I just go through life that there's somebody out there that has it worse than you. Um, Always, no matter what you're going through. Like right now, I'm going through survivor's guilt. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had a lot of people close to me in my life pass away. I just recently, like 2 months ago, had one of my good friends pass away of leukemia. Didn't know he had it. Got diagnosed. A month later, he was gone. Um, so, like I said, I mean, just live every day like it's your last. You know what I'm saying? Love everybody. Um, Give everybody respect that deserves it. I mean, I'm not religious by no means. Um, Organized religion, you know what I'm saying? I believe in spirituality. I believe we're here for a reason. I believe in karma, most everything. I give everybody love and respect until you don't deserve it, in my eyes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just love everybody. Just don't hate. Just to
Gotcha.
live
Okay.
life.
Are we okay on time? I have maybe 10 minutes left.
You're good.
Okay.
Go forever.
All right. I didn't know if you had somewhere to be.
Nope.
This next group of questions is kind of weird. I'm going to try and make you relatable to the fan instead of you making the fighter relatable to the fan. Um, these are going to be goofy. Some of them you're going to laugh at. Some of them you may think, why did I talk to this idiot? But I'm going to ask them anyway, man. I want to know, you're at a family barbecue. What do you like better, pulled pork or brisket?
Pulled pork.
Okay.
I love
All
pulled
right.
pork.
What is the best Rocky movie?
Oh, man. The one where he fought the Russian.
Number 4? Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. He's training out in the snow, throwing logs around and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. In your bathroom at home, does the toilet paper feed over or under the roll?
Over 100%.
Every time?
Every time. Well, every time that I fix it.
There we go. I was just about to ask if you were a fixer. I've talked to a lot of people that are
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if it's under, I'm fixing that shit.
Yep, that's it. It's got to come from the top.
All right. Both in their prime, who wins, Ali or Tyson?
Tyson.
Okay. I'm
If
not
he
surprised.
if he touches him. If he touches him. It's the same thing with bare knuckle, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Hmm.
I get a lot of people that are like, "Oh man, who you think is gonna win?" It's like Yoel Romero against Dukas.
Hmm.
Nobody knew Dukas, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, it's bare knuckle. If Dukas hits Romero with a good shot and Romero can't take it, he's gonna go down, bro. It's like,
Yeah.
but he hasn't hit him with that shot. That's the
Hmm.
thing.
All right. Back to MMA. Same type question. Who wins both in their prime, GSP or Anderson Silva?
Whew. Anderson
Yeah.
Silva in his prime, I think.
Okay.
Anderson
All right.
Silva in his prime, yeah. That dude was slick.
Yeah.
He was slick within his prime, bro.
Yeah. What's your favorite animal at the zoo, Russ?
Favorite animal?
Yeah.
Alligator.
Alligator. Okay, that's a new one. I have yet to hear that one. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like the
Okay.
alligator.
Uh, what do you like better, coffee or energy drinks?
Uh, Coffee, even though iced coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. I used
Are
to
you
be
like
big
a?
in energy drinks, but I heard that them things be messing people up left and right. So
I think Rampage Jackson has a story about energy drinks. Maybe.
yeah,
Okay.
he might.
Uh, who do you like better, Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Okay.
Tupac.
Uh,
He was straight poetry.
exactly. What is worse, getting punched in the face or stepping on a Lego barefoot in the middle of the night?
Punch in the face.
Okay. You'd rather step on the Lego?
Yeah.
Have
And
you
my
ever
feet
stepped
my,
on a Lego, Russ?
my feet are tough.
Okay.
Like I said, I got a high tolerance of pain and stuff. I mean, depending
There
on
you
what you hit
go.
me in my face, that could mess me up.
Oh, I love it. All right. What is your strangest fighter? Maybe you can't tell that. Don't name the fighter, but what is your strangest interaction you've had on the page with a fighter?
on the page.
Yeah.
I haven't really had anything on the page, but I got a funny story about Dave Mundell.
Okay.
So when so he was fighting Ricky. I'm Italian. Ricky's my boy. He's Italian. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This was like in the beginning of the fan page and stuff. Like I would never verbally say who's my favorite or anything like that on anything. But so Dave Mundell was fighting. I bought some real good seats. I didn't know at the time, but I was sitting with the fighter's family, ringside, me and country. And Redneck and him came up, and I was like, kick that cowboy's ass. Fuck that cowboy, he ain't shit. Kick his ass, Ricky, let's go. And and Mundell clocked that dude, man, and put him to sleep. And I was like, no, I was like, you piece of shit, Redneck. And then Country nudges me. He's like, yo, it's Mundell's wife next to me. I was like, oh shit. I was like, yo, my bad. I was like, he's Italian, I'm Italian. I was like, that's the only reason. Like, don't worry about it.
How'd she take it?
She was just laughing. She's like, he beat his Italian ass. It was
Oh,
hilarious.
that's awesome, dude. I love
But
that.
that taught me from then on, I'm not cheering for no fighter because I don't know who the hell's around me at the time.
That's great, man. Let's see. I'd like for you to give me your personal Mount Rushmore of favorite fighters. Any combat sport, any era. Give me. You can do your 4 favorite, or maybe who you think the 4 best are. It's up to you.
All right, so I'll say Tyson is my first. He was
Okay.
my first favorite fighter, boxer. McGregor is my second MMA all time, straight up favorite. Bare knuckle, I'll say now is Bryce Henry. He's young, he's hungry. I think he's going to go very far in the BKFC. I think he's probably going to get that title next. And then the fourth is just, every other fighter, every other bare knuckle fighter. I don't have, like I said, Bryce Henry. I'll say publicly he's my favorite fighter, just because I knew about him from Ryan Perez. He told me that the Henry brothers were coming and stuff at the second Miami event I went to. I kind of met him, but then at the second tryouts that I went to in Miami, I got to know him, sit down, talk to him, and just the coolest dude. I saw footage of him boxing and stuff, and I was like, yeah, him and Austin Trout is my fantasy fight.
Okay. Awesome. You're going to commit a bank robbery, Russ, and you need to take 2 people with you for helpers. You can need a gunman and a getaway driver. Who are you taking? Anybody.
I need a robber and a getaway driver.
Yeah.
Probably Duran to drive because he's been driving these doom buggies around with all these YouTubers and stuff like crazy. So
That's a good choice.
and he's been in these Lambos and all these crazy cars and stuff. So he probably got some experience driving some crazy stuff.
There we go.
And then you know what? Probably Bam. A lot of people don't know him. But Bam from the BKFC, he's fought a couple times. Hosting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's a security guard. But when I first seen him, I met him at the tryouts. Same one that I met Perdomo at. And he just came in like in the middle of the tryouts with an entourage, ski mask on, just looked straight up, no shirt on, tats all.
Right.
I was like, who the hell is this dude? Like, I was wondering if he's gonna stick the place up. If I had to leave, I was like, what in the world's going on? And yeah, so he's an intimidating dude.
Yeah. Okay. I love that one. You have to sing one song, start to finish, word for word, 0 mistakes. And you can't, no nursery rhymes, no happy birthday, no Star Spangled Banner, actual songs, start to finish for $1 million. What song are you picking to sing?
No, any song from DMX.
There we go.
Guaranteed.
Rough Riders anthem.
Anything DMX has out, except for his newer stuff.
Okay.
But right before he passed. But all of his older stuff, bro. Funny story. So I'm from Florida, born and raised.
Hmm.
I listened to this dude so much and just spit the lyrics out so many times, I started
Hmm.
having a New York accent. Like people would ask me, they're like, "Yo, you from New York?" I'm like, "No, why?" They're like, "Bro, you speak just like a New Yorker." I'm like, "What the hell?" And that's
Oh, that's
DMX's
awesome.
fault, bro. That's DMX's fault.
Oh, I love that. What is something that you really enjoy that people don't know about? You got any secret hobbies, favorite TV shows that might surprise people?
Drewski's my new my new show that I watch
There we
for
go.
whatever damn reason. 'Cause it's goofy as hell.
All right. There we
Drewski.
go. Okay. So many fighters are going to see this, Russ. This is an opportunity to tell them, all at once, face to face, how special they are. What would you like to say to the entire BKFC roster?
Same thing I say every day on every post, man. I love you guys. I mean, that's
Hmm.
true, straight up. I love and respect each and every one of you, past, present, whoever's gonna step in that ring. You guys are all superstars to me, and you've all had a special part in me dealing with what I'm dealing with every day with the cancer and getting my mind right and allowing me to build relationships with you guys and stuff. Like I never knew ever that I would have Dave Feldman's number in my phone or Dave Mundell's number in my phone. I went to his house a couple times. You know what I'm saying? It's like a dream come true. It's like I'm living a make a wish
Hmm.
forever.
Yeah,
And I love
I
you
feel it,
guys.
man.
Yeah, I love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna keep promoting the until I got no breath in my body. It's BKFC for life.
Hell yeah, man. I want to say to you, Russ, on behalf of everyone involved in the BKFC on any level, we all salute you and honor your passion, your energy, the late night posts, the laughs, your unstoppable love for the sport. You've seen every bare knuckle brawl, every fighter meltdown, every terrible decision in the ring, and made us all scream at our phones and televisions. And you still wake up every day with a smile on your face, ready to do it again. So, on behalf of everyone in the fight community, thank you very much, Russ. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, man. I don't have any more questions. Is there anything else you want to mention, or maybe somebody you want to shout out before we get off here?
I just want to shout you out. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yes,
Like I
sir.
said, shout out every BKFC fighter. I love y'all. Mike and Mish, my boys. Um,
Hmm.
just shout out, man. It's everybody, BKFC for life.
Absolutely. Russ, I'll get this uploaded. It'll take maybe 30, 45 minutes. I'll send you the very first copy if you want to view it, see, how you sound, how you look, check for boogies. Some people want to screen it, ahead of time.
Put it
If you
out
don't
there.
like
I don't
what
care.
if you don't like what you see,
Raw,
man, I'll get
uncut,
rid of it.
son. Raw, uncut.
Is that what you want me to title it? I'll
What?
title it on YouTube, Raw and Uncut with Russ Maxam Jr.
Mr. Extra, raw and uncut.
There we go. Russ, man, thank you so much for your time. It was great talking to you. I'll talk to you again soon. I'm going to see you on the road one day, and take care, man.
Hell yeah. Love you, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.
That was a lot of fun. I going into this one, I knew quite a bit about Russ, and I actually thought that a lot of what he was going to say I already would have heard, but I heard a lot of new stuff. That guy cares as much about fighters as anyone I know, and it's a beautiful thing to see someone give back the way he does. I want to thank you guys for stopping in, watching another episode. It's always a pleasure to bring you these stories. I want to say thank you, HKA USA, for sponsoring the episode. Nick Sampson, you're an awesome man. Everybody loves you. Stay tuned. We got more interviews coming in a couple days. Love you guys. Take care.